Hello viewers, today we are going to be cleaning and servicing this Lakewood box fan, model 200DR, and this is kind of an unusual box fan because it does still have the full-size motor. I believe it's a McMillian motor, and it even has oil ports too. So a lot of people knock these for being cheap, and while they have some cheap elements to them, I think they're pretty good fans. They move a lot of air, and the motor is maintainable and, you know, properly sized. So anyways, let's give this a test run so we can see how it works, and then we will get it cleaned up. It's pretty dirty. You can see that the guards are all full of dirt. Motor is completely black. Well, not completely black, but close to being blocked up with dust and everything. So it kind of looks like this was left out in the rain at some point, given the way the dust is sitting on the front guard, but I have no way of knowing. Polarized plug. Handle is good still. And we'll start off with low. Very nice slow low. Medium. Relatively slow medium too, actually. And then full power, big jump. Even with how dirty it is, it's still moving a lot of air. So there we go, it's running, it works. Spin down time is pretty good, even though I'm sure it's never been oiled. So let's get started taking this apart. We got 6 screws around the guard. That's pretty standard. Okay, got the guards off. Now we can take a better look at the motor. And the guards. I'm not sure what this is. I'm guessing these are something to hold the wires in, perhaps. This is the rear guard. And here's the front. The front guard is perfect. The rear guard unfortunately has some cracking around the sides here, which we'll glue back together. There is a chunk missing here, which is a shame, but the rest of it can be repaired pretty well. We'll set those aside to get cleaned. And the frame is kind of bent. We're going to have to do something about that, because obviously this isn't that sturdy with the way it is now. Oh, that's actually that's stronger than I thought it would be. Huh. Actually, the whole thing is kind of caved in up here. I wonder if this, I don't know what happened to this thing. Honestly, I think someone just threw it at the curb and left it out in the rain. Someone came by and picked it up. But anyways, let's get the blade off. Oh no, is the blade stuck on here? Come on, blade. The blade is stuck. And unfortunately, unlike the older models, there's not really enough room to push it down. Alright, let's see what we can do about this. Blade is off, I just had to put it on the floor to get a little more leverage on it. Interestingly enough, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there. I'm not sure if that's what that is, but it's kind of strange. See the dust accumulate. I wonder what the aerodynamic effects are of this brace. I mean, they're flimsy, no doubt about it, but they're not that bad. I think I saw the later ones that are unrealistically thin. So, alright, so now we got the motor. I gotta see what I can do about this. Let's pull the knob off. That we can wash. Get the handle out because we can wash that as well. Okay, it wants to be stubborn. Come on, stinking handle. Guess I should start from this other side first. Oh, I guess it's symmetrical. Doesn't make a difference. There we go. Alright, I think that's all the components that we can wash. Oh, actually, I'm wondering if I can just, if I can get the motor completely out of here, which I believe we can, I may just throw the whole thing in the tub. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Those certainly weren't very tight. Okay, so there's that. At this point, we can just put everything in the tub. Certainly make the cleanup on this relatively easy. And this, I'll blow this out with compressed air before we open it up, just to prevent making a total mess in here. I can't tell, but I think this may actually have the resetting thermal fuse in there. The parts are still drying, so while that's transpiring, we might as well service the motor. The dust is really caked on here. It's like that stupid sticky dust. So we're going to have to do some manual cleaning here to get this where I want it to be. Of course, the shaft is all that, whatever that is. I guess that would have been grease. Some kind of grease when it's just dried up and turned sticky over the years. Certainly is no longer accomplishing what it was intended to. I may have to file this down in order to slide the bearing off, because that's really stuck on there. Try some oil here, see if that'll loosen it up. That may be... No, that's not going to be enough to get the bearing off. It's still... Actually, you know what I could try? I think I have another cleaner I can try on there. So we'll just get all this dust taken off. It's a really nice, nice motor. It's in good condition. Seems like sometimes when the motors get covered in dust so heavily, it almost like protects the finish over the years. And when you finally get it off, everything is nice and clean. Alright, let's try, got another cleaner here. I think it's called Goose Offs or something like that. Let's see, where is it? But it's powerful. And I also can't find it. Oh, here it is. Goof Off. Let's see if this will help us here. Now I want to make sure this doesn't go into the bearing, because that would not be desirable. Oh wow, even this is not really taking it off. Maybe there may be some rust on here as well. Yeah, I guess that's rust. which means we'll have to just file it down. That's not a big deal. Okay. Let's put this away for now. Don't think we'll be needing that again for the remainder of this project. So we'll have to power it up. Let's see, it's going to rotate. It's going to rotate this way. Hope it just doesn't go flying off the table, although it's always a possibility. Okay, and we're just going to file this down. Oh wow, that's already getting warm. Jeez. Alright, that'll have to do. This should be good enough. No, it's going to be stubborn. Oh, there it goes. Jeez, I can't believe how hot that stator got over the course of, what, 15 seconds? Good grief. I guess you really can't run one of these long without the blades on there. Alright, let's see if this wants to... Doesn't quite want to come off. It's not worth forcing it either. Have any sandpaper around here? Had some. Of course, I thought, oh, when will I ever use that? And I put it away somewhere, and who in the world knows where that is now? Perfect. Okay, so let's see here. We got bushing there. Let's put that back on. We got one here too. Put that back on. So actually there's still lubricant in there after all these years. Alright, so this is a relatively clean cloth. It's never used. So we're going to clean out the rear bearing. This stator's cooking. I can't believe that. Wasn't even on for that long. It was only on for like 30 seconds. Alright, that bearing is clean. Now we'll clean the front bearing. Okay. Now we'll wash the, not wash, but wipe off the shaft. And then we'll be ready to put fresh lubricant back in there. Okay. There's a little bit of dust inside of here, but you know, I'm not going to be worried about it. Maybe I'll just see if I can wipe it out a little bit. It's not going to cause a problem. It's not restricting any air or anything like that. That's the majority of it anyways. Clean this out here. A little bit easier to access. And now we'll put it back together and we'll put fresh oil on there, and that should be it for the motor. Hopefully the stuff upstairs is dry by now. I'll place the components. Blue can 3-in-1 for fans. If you note, the other oil does not say a doggone thing about fans. This one says fans, so we use it in fans. Let me go wash my hands, everything's all slick. Okay, I'm going to put some oil. So nowhere if I can't get the cap off. What the heck? There we go. Okay, we're going to put some oil in the bearing itself. And we'll put some oil on the shaft. And now we'll slip this in here. Then you can see that it's spinning quite freely, which is good. And when we're done, we'll put some oil in the oil ports too, but for now we'll just do that. Some oil in here. See, that's spinning quite freely also. So let's find where the top is. Looks like that's where it's going to be. And close it back up. Hopefully the screw holes are aligned. And if they're not, we'll just have to have a little freak show and do it all over again. Nope, the screw holes is not aligned. There we go. Now they're aligned. This whole thing is all stinking covered in oil, which is really not good because then it just, the dust sticks to it, you know, when it blows by, and that's not really desirable at all. Oh no. And these you don't put them very tight, just enough to be firm and not come apart again. Make sure this is all the way together. And it's actually spinning quite freely, but we'll do a little bit of a lining here anyways. As you can see, that's spinning really, really free. Alright, so that's good. That's ready to go. I'm going to go upstairs and grab the components and we'll begin putting it back together. Alright, I think we are now ready to begin reassembly. I'm not quite sure what to do about the cabinet being so out of line. It's, you know, it's sturdy enough that I can't seem to bend it back into place. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I'd either use this on the carpeted floor or in the windows, so I don't think it'll really matter that much. So, let's get the electronics back in there. Handle, we'll put that on afterwards. Switch, here it is. That on afterwards as well. And when you can see the top of the fan, it's kind of bent. I wonder if I can just push this side down a bit. I don't really think so. It's too out of whack. Unless actually, that may have done it. Okay, I stand corrected. That's made it a lot better. Okay, so we're good now. Alright, let's get this motor back in. We got these ridiculously small bolts that go on there. Turn this around. I believe it goes on here just like this. Oh, jeez. Okay, now we gotta feed the wiring back through the supports. I do like these metal, whatever you call them, things that are holding the wire in instead of the plastic clips, because the plastic clips have a tendency to break after a while. Okay, let's put the handle back on. Okay, handle's in place. Now motor seems to be doing well. Just make sure this is lined up. See, that's pretty good. I think I mentioned earlier in the video I was going to put some oil in the oil ports, but I'm not going to do that because, quite frankly, we're probably still several weeks away from using fans anyways. So if I decide to do that later, I'll do it when we need to use fans. I'm going to put some oil on the shaft here in hopes that perhaps it won't get stuck on there again. Drop down inside here as well. That made a terrible sound going on. Okay. Let's see, the spin down time is good. A little bit of dirt specks left over from the wash. I'm a little concerned about this cord being so close to the blade. I guess it's not that close. No, I guess that's not an issue. Well, let's turn it on, make sure it works and there's no problems, and then put the guards back. Turn this off. Okay, start up on low. It runs. That's running good. Okay. I'll start with the front guard, I guess. Looks like we have some remnants. Okay. Now I did it off camera. I cleaned the front guard kind of meticulously, and so it is very clean. The rear guard I didn't do that with. Probably do that eventually, but for now this is good enough. And this heater is... Jeez. Oh my goodness. It's freezing today in the shop. I'm not sure why, because it wasn't even that cold today. Okay, that's all in place, and it looks really nice. So now we'll get the back guard on. Well, it definitely came out pretty good. Now I guess all that's left is to see how it runs. And this does not have the fused cord. So it's a lot sturdier now. I guess I was able to bend it back. I didn't think I was going to be able to, but I seem to have done it. So I'm not sure if it'll need the feet. I guess we'll find out now. Oh, and I gotta plug in the camera before the battery runs out here. Okay. I'll just cut this heater off for a minute so we can hear it. Okay, here we go. Low. It's a nice slow low. It's a nice gentle breeze. And medium. That's throwing a lot of air. And full power. seems relatively stable, but perhaps on carpet I'm not sure if it would be quite as okay. That is really moving a lot of air. Alright, well that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Comment, subscribe, and out.